Hey there, it's Jessie here, and big fat warm welcome to this little tiny channel. Thank you very much for being here. If you're coming back, hi, you know that I love you. And if you're completely new and you clicked on my face, maybe there's a reason for it. Only you can decide. But I believe. Right, this topic, I will be talking about the hearty topic of addiction and shame. So I'm at a stage in my journey to total freedom and liberation. I'm at the part of addiction. Oh my God. And you know what it is about addiction? So the school that I'm in, they're doing a webinar on addiction, and they started a WhatsApp group. And they said to everyone, what's one word that you associate with addiction? And a few words about it, like describing why. So I was reading through people's stuff, a lot of people talking about compassion. And there I was like, oh, bloody hell, I don't need any more compassion. So then I write my story. Now, I'm off the cuff. I'm doing a stream of consciousness as I do, just to see what comes out, right? And I sort of weave this wistful tale of addiction. And I start off a bit jokey and I say, addiction to me is weakness. And then I'm like, ooh, judgy. But that's honestly the voice in my head. I think I'm weak. I think I'm pathetic for having an addiction, for smoking. I really judge myself for it. Anyway, I'm weaving this tale, whatever. I'm trying to be all poetic. And I send it out there and I'm quite happy with it. I'm like, yeah, that's nice. People will come along for the ride, realize my woe. And I'm basically saying, like, I think I need a dose of tough love when it comes to an addiction. Anyway, it's a funny old thing sharing, isn't it? Same thing with these videos. Once you put something out and you know that it's being received to some capacity, at least for me, I start perceiving what I said through these other people. Now, it could be pure imagination on my part, but even so, it works. And then at some point, a few days after I'd posted it, I started reading or rereading my post through the eyes of my teacher, right? And I consider her an inspiration to me. She feels quite a few steps ahead on where I'm heading. And I could suddenly see what I was doing. And you know what it was, guys? And any addiction that you have. So she gives her take on addiction. And basically, it's a strategy to survive. And those of us who are addicted to substances or certain behaviors, we are trying to soothe ourselves in the best way that we know how. And after she had said this, and I'd read a lot of people talking about compassion, I realized I judge having an addiction, and I've got so much shame carried around it. My self-worth is linked into my addiction. I feel less than because of an addiction that I have. So I don't have any compassion for myself. In fact, I'm like whipping myself on the back for soothing myself, for just trying to get by. And of course, there's healthier and unhealthier ways of doing that. I've just become reliant on a habit that's not such a healthy way. Effective, but not healthy. So I realized how much shame I have. And now I realized how much as well, the other thing, because then I took it to a session. I had a one-on-one session, and I was like, I'm addicted to nicotine. And in the 12 steps, the AA, and the first one is you always have to admit you're an alcoholic. And I was always looking at that from the outside, not being an addict to alcohol specifically, and looking at it with my sort of like, wise lenses, but only intellectually understood, because now I've realized the extent that I am absolutely an addict. I was like, I don't think it's good to identify with something. But now I'm starting to realize the importance of that step. I don't think you forever identify as that thing, but we got to know where we're starting from, don't we? And that's true for me in my addiction. I need to like fully own it, not have shame about it, own it. And then I need compassion, because tiny little me is just trying to survive in the best way that she knows how. In my session, my facilitator asked me, we were doing like a regression type exercise. And she was saying, go back to your childhood where you first saw people doing this, where you first saw people smoking. What did it mean to you then? And if I think back to when being a child, it probably meant to me socializing and connecting with each other. I think that's how I probably would have seen it. One is like a de-stress, because any adult that then has a cigarette, I probably witnessed them de-stressing. And this sort of social belonging within a group. And so I thought about that, and I thought, yeah, because I, for many years, just smoked socially, only with other people. I'd never smoke on my own. Didn't see any point. And then the lockdown came, and I lived alone during those years, and it did get incredibly lonely. And I then picked up the habit alone, like smoking on my own, about 5 years ago, as a means to soothe my loneliness. And I had always smoked with other people, so I guess it was like a way to feel soothed, comforted by not being with people. So what is the underlying emotion that I'm looking to soothe each time I go for a cigarette? It's loneliness, and I'm seeking connection. I'm experiencing loneliness because of the perceived lack of connection. So I need more compassion. And I need help. That is the main fucking thing here. I need help. So starting from where I am, step one, first of all, I have a problem because I cannot kick this on my own. I've tried, doesn't work. So I need help with this, serious help. And now I'm going to therapy, working particularly on this topic. I'm in groups. I'm doing all the things you need to do. I just hope to God. It's like recognizing I'm at a point where I can't do this alone. And do you know what's interesting? Just realizing this now, how much I've like proven to myself that I can do it alone. But this I can't. So I guess maybe I just needed something that needs more hands than one. Feels really good. Anyway, if you're still here, hi, I invite you to think about what your addiction is, how severe it is, and like me, do you need help? Because maybe we need help with these things. My sort of this sensation of loneliness that I wish to soothe, and like a lack of connection, interestingly, is the very thing that I can actually seek or gain by being vulnerable with this thing that I can't do on my own. And it's weird because I say that now and I can feel that I was ashamed to say that before. And now I'm not. So that's progress, I think. Anyway, watch this space, because I can't fathom not having cigarettes in my life for the rest of my life, because it's become such a friend to me. It's become like stable and consistent, and it's also killing me slowly. So here we are. Here we are. Life. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you like the video, like it, and then I know, and that feels good. If not, no worries. Share it, hit subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. Otherwise, have a beautiful day and a beautiful life. And we got this.